Well, Robinson, it's all about continental football for the Kogalo faithfuls who have already arrived here at the Mo International Sports Center, ready to cheer on Gor Mahia, the Kenya Premier League champions, ahead of the CAF Champions League group stage qualifier match against Nigeria's Lobby Stars. The match kicks off at exactly 4 p.m. and already a lot of fans have arrived in the stadium. They are still streaming in, and both teams are already training in my background. If camera person Wycliffe, maybe you can pan on my right, you can see Gor Mahia players already training right there, trying to put some final touches on a training ahead of this very crucial match. Also, Nigeria's Lobby Stars have already arrived and they are training behind me right now on this other side. And right now I'll be speaking to some of Gor Mahia's fans just to understand what is the expectations ahead of this very important match for Kogalo. You can start by telling me your name.
Okay, I'm Lidwina Atieno.
Atieno, today is a very important match, Gor Mahia against Lobby Stars, CAF Champions League match. Last season, you made it to the group stages. What do you think today's match, the scoreline of today's match?
Okay, today, leo lazima tushinde. Kitu najua, venye tumekuja, lazima tushinde. CAF.
Move on this side.
Okay, venye tunajua, CAF ni yetu. Na si venye leo tumekuja, sahi hata tungekuwa hapa, tungekuwa tumetravel. Lakini juu tunajua, leo CAF lazima tuchukue. Juu tulitoka kwa nyumba tukijua, si hatukujangi kwa kiwanja, kufanya nini, kucheza, lazima tufanye nini, tuende nayo, tuenda tu, wapige tu 3 na turudi kwa nyumba. Kwa hivyo wanaenda na 3 mtungi.
Okay, thanks very much. Now I'll be speaking to another fan. My brother, today Francis Kahata is starting today's match. He didn't play in the last match. How do you think he's going to perform today? And do you think he's going to make a lot of impact in today's match?
Very good. Kahata is a very good midfielder, by the way. And according to today's match, being that Kahata is going to start the game, I can say, what I can say is that the match we have taken, we've just come to display what we are best at. And the match of today, we have win already.
And finally, Jacques Tuisienge is starting up front. Do you think maybe we are expecting a lot of goals today?
There, according to goals, according to my prediction, we are going to give them 4-0 at least.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, Robinson, those are just some of Gor Mahia's fans' expectations. Some are expecting Gor Mahia to beat Nigeria's Lobby Stars 3-0. Others, they are expecting to maybe score 4 goals. But remember, Gor Mahia's new head coach, Hassan Oktay, has already named his starting 11. And the man coming back to boost the midfield is Francis Kahata. Remember, there are rumors that maybe he was leaving the club, but no, he's back. He is starting today's match. And Jacques Tuisienge is starting up front. Maybe we'll be expecting some goals later on at 4 p.m. Back to you, Robinson.
Well, thanks a lot, Kelvin Kimathi, who is at the Kasarani Stadium, where Kenya Premier League champions Gor Mahia will be playing in the CAF Champions League first leg against Lobby Stars in the Kasarani Gymnasium. Of course, Kelvin is following up on that story. The results will be bringing you later in our subsequent bulletins. Let's shift gears. Let's get to international football, that is club football, and Liverpool are playing Manchester United this evening. And in studio, of course, I'm with Salim Waziri and Joe Saina. Now, Joe, from a Manchester United perspective, Salim Waziri, who is a Manchester City fan after shifting from Arsenal. After years of tribulations, he decided to join Manchester City. And Joe, is this the ultimate test for Mourinho?
Definitely. Excluding, obviously, Manchester City.
Yes.
Liverpool are not a walkover at all. I believe we need to play to our strengths. Unfortunately for them, on the right defense, they're having Milner playing today in a makeshift right back. If Martial can take advantage of that, if we can take advantage of the fact that also Robertson hasn't been very prolific in his left back position, if we can take advantage of that, but we cannot go toe-to-toe with them in the midfield.
You cannot go toe-to-toe.
We cannot go toe-to-toe with them in the midfield.
Salim, Mourinho is facing Liverpool at Anfield, which is not an easy place to win, and having, at the back of your mind that he does not have 8 first-team players, are we going to experience the bus today?
If it goes with the bus, I think it will be another different case. They'll be ripped apart. And as Joe says, if they go toe-to-toe again, it will be massacre at Anfield, because they say at Anfield, Liverpool have kept 11 clean sheets, and they tell you, Robinson, numbers never lie. But then again, they have never lost. Manchester United have never lost against the Liverpool side in recent times. So all these numbers have got to come in play today. But then I think, again, it is the team that Mourinho will put out there that will make sure if they win or they don't win, because if he goes with a midfield of Herrera, Matic, and let's say Fellaini, it will be too defensive. And Liverpool, they pry more on such tactics. So I think he should just let the boys, because he has all the attacking quality in the world out there at Manchester United. He should let the boys go out there and have fun, because if you these good teams, if you attack them, you stand a bigger chance of maybe securing a point. But then again, if he goes and parks the bus, Liverpool have all the patience in the world to keep playing in their own half and then one person will just go to sleep, and then they'll be picked off. So I think today he has got to get his tactics absolutely right.
Mohamed Salah has not scored against Manchester United as a Liverpool player. All eyes will be on him. Remember, in the Champions League, he rescued Liverpool. In the English Premier League last season, last week, he struck 3 times to give Liverpool a 4-0 win against Bournemouth. How instrumental is he going to be against Manchester United?
Today, Robinson, this one is a tough one to call. But then I think if Mo Salah doesn't get you, either Firmino or Sadio Mane with their pace, they will. One of them has got to get you if you're not prepared.
But Firmino has not been firing for Liverpool this season. But everybody has been focusing on Lukaku, but Firmino has not been firing for Liverpool.
But then again, it's the way they are set up to play. That's why he doesn't get a lot of criticisms, because the way they play, he's an integral part of that system of Jurgen Klopp. So I think today, Man United have got to find the right tactics for the front three, because if they don't, I think if they allow Salah to come to the party today, I think it will be devastating for them.
Joe, one man to be specific that the world will be watching is Paul Pogba, if he started on the bench or if he starts for Manchester United. Against Liverpool, of course, the world is expecting Mourinho to start him. But for Manchester United, the games that they've played without Paul Pogba, they've played better. You know, this quagmire that Jose Mourinho is facing, how will he handle it?
Well, today's game, the most important thing are the points. And for him, he believes that if he starts with Herrera and Matic at 2 defensive midfield, then put up Fellaini. He was actually talking about it yesterday in his press conference, saying that Fellaini has the qualities of both a defensive midfielder and also an attacking midfielder. When he was asked by the journalist about Paul Pogba, he said, Pogba is a good integral player, and he left it at that. That shows you already that, you know what, I know Pogba is very important, but these 3 points are more important to me. That being said, if he starts with Fellaini, just like Salima said, there'll be more of a defensive front. But if he starts with Pogba, they'll be more expressive. And then we can go forward and say Martial, Rashford, or Lingard, or even Lukaku, or even Sanchez, just Lukaku and Rashford, we can look at an attacking game that is fast-paced. But parking the bus would be detrimental, would be bad.
Manchester United has been, is a team that has, this season, has been known to start playing after conceding. Liverpool is a side that is known to fire in the goals.
But you see, we cannot. Remember, we played against Newcastle. Newcastle scored 2 goals in the first half, and then in the second half we recovered. This is not Newcastle. This is Liverpool. If we give them a chance, I'm telling you, if we give them a chance, they will score 2. They'll come back the second half, score a third one, and defend the rest of the game. What we need is to make the initial break. Let's try and destabilize that defense, because the defense today is makeshift. Milner on the right, you have the Van Dijk and Lovren in the middle, and Robertson on the left. If we can just destabilize the wing backs, because Milner is not the fastest wing back at all. He's actually a defensive or a central midfielder. If we can disable that side of the wing, then we have at least chances of crossing the balls in or cutting inside through Martial.
Salim, let's talk about the goalkeepers. David De Gea, of course, undoubtedly among the best 2 goalkeepers that we have in the world. Then you have Alisson, who's performed so well for Liverpool so far, and that even the numbers don't lie, as you said, that he's made more saves than what Curry has had for Liverpool through the entire season.
Yeah, it is the quality of the man, Robinson. But then again, I think if you look on the other side, for me, De Gea has been keeping Manchester United in games throughout the season. And then today, I think it will be a showcase of who is the best in the world, because I think Alisson and De Gea are the best there is in the business at the moment. So today, every single one of them will like to step up to the plate when it's called upon. But then I think, as Joe is saying here, Robinson, when you have the likes of Milner and Robertson who attack so much, you have to get the likes of Pogba, the likes of Martial and the likes of Mata in there, players who can keep the ball and pick that pass, because you know there'll be that space behind Van Dijk and let's say someone like Joe Gomez. So I think they have to utilize the quality that they have in Manchester United, because I think if you ask me, I'm not a fan. I will never be a fan of Man U in a million years. Yes. But I think the quality they have in that team is world class. They can win any match.
Yeah. Joe, Manchester United, of course, we have to talk about them defensively. They have been a wreck this season. But they're going into a game where Liverpool have concerns when you talk about, the defense. The only man that is still standing in that Liverpool defense that has played the entire season is Van Dijk. Manchester United, on the other hand, will have to depend on Smalling, who's not been convincing so much for them. A makeshift left back in in Ashley Young. That is, if Luke Shaw beats, if Luke Shaw doesn't make it to the squad, what do you expect from these two defenses?
Here's the thing, and that's why I go back to his formation. The fact that he's thought about starting with Matic and Herrera is because he knows defensively
you have to cover.
And then we have Dalot from the right.
Yeah, on the right.
Again, there's a doubt to worry because of his injury. Then now on the left, obviously, we have either Ashley Shaw or Ashley Young. Matic today has to really play as the third central defender. He has to be, because once Liverpool start attacking through the center, through the midfield of Keita, Henderson, and Wijnaldum, we will have a problem. If they're going to use their wing play, well, at least we can defend the set pieces in the corners, because we have tall lads in the game. But if they play through the middle, we will have a problem, and that is why Matic is important to be the extra third man in that defense.
Well, yes.
3 games into the league, Mourinho went to the press and saying his squad is quite thin. People were saying he's having excuses. But now they're saying, because he has been around for quite a long time, when he's saying something, he has seen beyond what we are witnessing. So I think for me today, again, Manchester United, if they go with a makeshift defense, as Joe is saying, they'll be put to the sword all evening long. But then again, I think what Mourinho has failed to do the entire season is failed completely to get his first 11, because he has been chopping and changing game in, game out, and that's a big problem.
So your prediction for the final score?
I'm going for a 2-1 Liverpool win.
2-1 Liverpool win.
Yeah.
Joe?
Wow. I'll go for a 2-1 Manchester win.
2-1 Manchester United win.
Yes.
Now, in this clash, of course, the Northwest Derby, there have been spectacular number of goals that have been scored by either side, and we want to take a quick look at some of the top 5, goals that have been scored by Manchester United against Liverpool.